What brought me to this property was Mary Ann. This is how I was introduced to this whole amazing space here. It's a 12-acre beautiful wonderland. It's just full of stones. It's a creek, a waterfall. It's just woods in downtown Decatur, of all places, Georgia. The only problem with it is there's so much mold and different things and so much to overcome. We've had electrical problems. I've had equipment failure because of these electrical problems. I've had keyboards fried. I've had drives die. I've had, there's all this stuff we had to sort of go through to live here. To make this house livable as an artist, from the beginning, we just had to zero everything out when it came down to every room was dirty, everything is leaking, all this stuff was happening. And so it went through and every single room, bleached out every single floor, did every single thing that's been bleached at one point or another, just to try to maintain it.
As Lance settled in and the obvious resources of the wood, of the stone, of the privacy of the place made it readily accessible to experiment.
Yes, it has benefited because there's a lot of things that are in such disrepair that if you were to get a contractor to come in here, they would definitely say, okay, we'll have to replace all this. They're going to cut all this out and replace all this. Whereas if I'm looking at a rotten wall or something like that, it's got all these rotten pieces in it. I'm thinking, what can I make out of this? I think as bad as an environment could be, if an individual in that environment is constantly reflecting that environment through the creative process and putting it there so that the people in that environment can see, it's only going to be, it's never going to hurt anybody. When I look at this land and I see these rocks and I pick up a rock and I start to carve into it, it does something to me. I would say any environment is going to have a result if someone is willing to express themselves artistically in it. I realized that I wanted to be an artist and committed to this idea when I was 18 because of how important it was to me. Something about it just drives me to know that art is so important and it's got to happen, and I want to be the vessel of that.